Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen, this is Marvel Heroes, and this is going to be All Things Thor, where we go over every single one of Thor's powers, Thor costumes, and some other Thor awesomeness, and probably some mispronunciation of a bunch of Thor lore. And we'll get started with the costumes. This is Thor's default costume. This is the modern costume, so this is modern Thor. Looks like him, doesn't it? Thor's next costume is his classic costume, those classic yellow boots. Oh, those wings on his helm. This is what Thor should look like, oh yeah. Next up we have Thor's Marvel Now costume. This is his current look, this is his current style, this is what we have for Thor these days. And it looks very stylish, wouldn't you say? Here is Thor in his Destroyer outfit. This is crazy armor. He looks like a beast in my opinion. I think he looks like an enemy if you ask me, but I like it. I like running around and smashing stuff with this on. It's pretty awesome. And finally we have Avengers movie Thor. This is Thor out of the Avengers movie. This is what he looked like, this is what he wore, and it's based off that. Amazing detail in this. I like it. Now, let me know in the comments which one of these Thor costumes is your favorite, and I will tell you at the end of the video which one of these Thor costumes is my favorite. Okay, so Thor's first ability is Hammer Strike. You get this at level 1. It's a basic attack fighting power. As you put points into it, it just raises the physical damage, and it's the most simple hammer smash you could ever imagine. You just run up to guys, club them, melee style with your hammer. At level 4, Thor gets Leaping Smite. As you put points into it, it will up the physical damage and the stun duration. He leaps forward and it will stun the enemy and do some damage. At level 18, Thor will be able to unlock Hammer Punch, where you thrust your hammer forward, knocking back enemies in front of you. It does physical damage, it slows movement speed, and as you put points into it, it will increase the physical damage and increase the slow duration. Let's check it out. Knocks him back. At level 22, Thor will get Whirling Hammer Defense. You hold down the hotkey and it'll spin out in front of him, and it'll act like a shield. It will take down Spirit as you hold it out, and you can rotate it around. It does act as a shield, and it will reduce a lot of damage. And depending on how many points you put into it will depend on how much damage will be reduced. At level 8, Thor gets the ability to unlock Hammer Throw, where you hurl the mighty Mjolnir, knocking down enemies in its path. Probably pronounced that wrong. Basically, it's just a hammer throw. You throw it, it knocks stuff down. As you put points into it, it does increase the damage, and it hits them twice, actually. So it'll hit them once when it flies by them, and then it'll hit them again on the way back. And much like the last power, at level 26 you can unlock Almighty Mjolnir, and this time the damage does scale with Hammer Throw, so you'll do more damage with Hammer Throw, but as you put points into this, it also will up the damage for this. The main difference is this one is actually a charge attack, so you'll see there's like, it takes a little charge and then you just let it off and blast away. Next is Hammer Smash, which is also a level 1 power. You unlock automatically. You slam the ground and it does physical damage, knocking down enemies nearby. It's a round AoE. As you put points into it, it will increase the physical damage. And it just knocks enemies down to the ground when you hit them with it. And the last power in Thor's Master Tree is Mighty Shockwave. You create a shockwave that damages all enemies in its path. Damage of this power is 50% of the damage of Hammer Smash. And as you put points into it, you increase the physical damage and the range. Now, starting off in the God of Thunder tree, we'll start out with Thunderous Charge, which comes at level 3, and I use this for mobility, but it does do damage as well. Every point you put in will increase the damage a little bit. I honestly never put more than 1 point into it. It's one of these charges. You can smash through guys with it if you want, but I just use it for mobility. At level 10, you get a basic power, which is Lightning Smash. It does energy damage and physical damage, but the way the physical damage works is you get 100% of the damage from Hammer Strike, which is the basic power over here in the Master's tree. So your Hammer Strike damage will actually come over to this. So if you put points into both of them, or if you put points into Hammer Strike, you'll be getting extra damage on this, because this does two different kinds of damage. It is a basic attack. It's just... So you can see him whacking them with the hammer, and there was lightning there. So that's both kinds of damage. As you put points into this power, you only gain energy damage bonus. All the physical damage comes from Hammer Strike. At level 28, you'll get the power Thundering Strike. You smash an enemy in front of you with such force that you may also stun other nearby foes. It does physical damage and energy damage from the previous two Hammer Smash basic attacks. So Hammer Strike and Lightning Smash, you'll get the physical from Hammer Strike and the energy from Lightning Smash. As you put points into this, the chance to stun just goes up. So the damage comes from the other two powers, and as you put the points into this power, you just increase the chance to stun. At level 10 in the God of Thunder tree, you will get Thunder Surge. It is a cone AoE thunderclap with a fairly good range. It does physical damage and it knocks enemies back in the cone. Per every point you put in, it will up the physical damage. This is the range of the cone, so as you can see, it's pretty big, and this is what it does. It just knocks them back and does physical damage, exactly what it says. Now, at level 20, you get a basic attack called Storm Strike. This does physical damage and energy damage, but the catch is the damages both come from Hammer Strike and Lightning Smash, which is right here in the God of Thunder tree and here in the Master tree. And every time you put points into this, and I believe it takes 3 points to get a new bounce, it will give you a new bounce of AoE. So every time you strike an opponent with the hammer, lightning will also bounce off and hit enemies nearby. Now this is one of my favorite powers for Thor. I just have a lot of fun with it. I'll show you what it does. See the lightning, how it just bounces between them. So for every point, it does add bounce. But, well, not every point. It does take a couple points to add up to get that extra bounce. So like every 3, you unlock it at level 20, and I only have 3 bounces. And if you look, it's actually it's at 8 right now. So, yeah, every 3 points it adds a new bounce, I believe. And that's it. The energy damage is the lightning. That comes from your Lightning Smash, and the actual club, the guy that you're hitting, also does the physical damage, which comes from the Hammer Smash. At level 30, you get Asgardian Smite. You fly up, smash down among your enemies, spend Odin Force to knock down your enemies. Every point you put into this, you will up the damage, and if you use Odin Force, you will knock them down. And this is what it is. It's a lot like one of Iron Man's abilities. I forgot the exact name, but that's what it does. I don't have many points into it because I am only level 30, so I just unlocked it, but I have a feeling if you put a lot of points into this, it'll probably be pretty nice. At level 2, you'll be able to get Call the Lightning, where this just calls down a blast of lightning that can stun. This used to be the coup de grace of Thor. I think it's been toned down a little bit. It does energy damage. It also does area damage, so it will have a small little AoE where the bolt actually strikes, and it has a chance to stun. And every time you put points into this, it will up the damage and the chance to stun. The rest of the stuff seems pretty static. This is what it does. See, as you could tell, one lightning bolt killed the one guy, and this guy's almost dead himself. He actually looks like he doesn't know what to do to me right now. At level 14, after that, you will get Bring the Thunder, which calls forth a powerful storm that can stun enemies, and it does energy damage. And the chance to stun will come from Call the Lightning, which is the previous one. And as you put points into this, that'll just up the damage, so everything else is pretty static. These are the stats. And this is what it does. It's actually got a pretty massive AoE. It's pretty powerful. And let's see if we can find more guys to use it on. It will just chew guys up. It's a very good power, in my opinion at least. and it's definitely worth investing some points into. At level 24, you get Storm Hammer, where you throw your hammer, damaging all enemies in its path, calling down lightning, and every point you put in, it will add more energy damage to it. Just drive-by lightning shots. So the more points you jack into it, the more energy damage it'll do, and that AoE, and it'll be crazy. On to the last tree, we have Son of Asgard. At level 1, you'll get Asgardian Stamina, which it raises your maximum health, your physical defense bonus, and energy defense bonus. And every time you put in, it raises all three of them. The 2 defense bonuses seem to go up by 5 every time you put a point in, and the health seems to go up by 15 every time you put a point in. So, I don't really know how potent defenses are in the game right now, but I feel like it's survivability, so why not jack a ton of points into it? And it's a passive, so it's always on. You don't have to waste a slot or anything like that. It's just a solid power. At level 10, you'll get Mjolnir's Flight, which is the same as everyone else's Fly. It's a flight power. You just pop it on, and you fly around. Here's the deal. Every time you put points into it, you get faster movement speed. You can fly over obstacles, you can fly up stuff, you can fly around things that you'd normally have to run around, or fly over rather. And that's it, it's flight, it's pretty straightforward. Thor can do it, so he can here. Awesome. Yeah! At level 16, you get Godly Valor, where you channel your Odin Force to regain spirit, enabling you to continue the battle, whatever. Okay, so the more points you put into this, the more spirit you will gain back. Let me waste a bunch of spirit real quick so I can show you a demonstration. So I'm just going to waste this on the ground. So here is the Odin Force. You have to have this for it to work. When I use the ability, you'll see it will take a whole section away, but spirit will start coming back. And right now, so it just gave me instantly 15 spirit or whatever the level, 20 spirit. Okay, so it's pretty good. If you're fighting guys constantly, you should have a decent amount of Odin Force, and it shouldn't be a problem. At level 20, you get Acer's Boon, so if you're under a status effect of some sort, a negative condition, you pop this, and it will remove it, but not only remove it, it'll give you a temporary immunity to the same thing. So if you're like under the effect of something, you pop this, get rid of it, you'll also have an immunity, so you won't be able to be affected by it immediately after. And every time you put a point into it, the buff duration increases a little bit longer. This is what it does. It just, you know, costs a little bit of spirit. At level 30, you get Asgardian Frenzy. So what this does is it will take your Odin Force, and it will give you increased attack speed, run speed, physical damage, and regeneration for a duration of however long you have for points into it. So at 1, it's 10 seconds. And every time you put points into it, it actually increases all of those numbers across the board, which is really nice. So you'll get increased attack speed, run speed, physical, regeneration, and duration per point. It will all go up. And yeah, so when you pop it, it's just like going berserk. You'll use it and you'll be able to just go crazy. It'll make you super strong for a minute, which is a really cool ability to see Thor have, because, I don't know, you feel like Thor should be able to just go berserk every once in a while and rip some stuff up. And finally, also at level 30, Thor's ultimate power. It is Allfather's Boon. Call upon the restorative power of Odin's Allfather to increase durability, strength, the power ranks in yourself. This one's really cool because it actually goes to all of your teammates as well. So if you're playing with people in your party or whatever, they'll all be affected by it. So it will make your whole party into a bunch of Supermen for 30 seconds. It increases their durability, their strength, +1 rank to all powers that they have. Regeneration, 6.7 maximum health per second, and it's pretty cool. The effect might not seem as crazy as like some other ultimate powers, but it is up there. Let's use it. This is what it looks like. Boom. Now I'm all glowy and fancy looking. So you heal much faster with it on. You heal with it on, rather. Normally you don't even heal that. And you get all those other buffs, the strength, the durability, and all that good stuff. and it will wear off when that glowing goes away. It will be worn off. And it's gone. And we're back here. I told you at the end of the video I'd tell you which one of the Thor costumes was my favorite, and I really like this, the Thor Marvel Now, because it has a little bit of, it reminds me of old school Thor and new school Thor put together. I don't know, I just really like it. I think it fits him perfectly. This is what Thor should look like in my opinion. It's really good, and it's modern, whatever. And all that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave feedback. I'm actually looking for feedback. That would be awesome. As well as let me know if you want to see me cover another hero. This is already my third one. I also have Iron Man and Spider-Man. I'll put those in the description if you want to check those out if you haven't yet. And other than that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you a ton for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'm Degen. This is Marvel Heroes, all things Thor. Bye!